What's going on, everybody? It's TJ coming at you with a podcast for the new standard today. But hey, we're going to start recording these as well, so they'll be on our YouTube channel for strategic real estate experts. But today we're going to talk about what the cost to you is as a buyer for waiting, I guess, to buy in an increasing interest rate market. So I guess what I'm talking about is, and I have an example, and I'll try to get out of the way so you can see everything here, but what I'm talking about is if today's interest rate is 4 and you're on the fence about buying and they're projecting rates to go up to 4.5 or 5, what does that look like to you, the consumer, if you're looking to buy a house? So what I did here is I came up with a little example. We have a $200,000 loan amount. So again, that's the loan amount. It will depend on, obviously, maybe you're buying a $225,000 house, but the loan amount, $200,000. So what we're looking at is if the loan amount's $200,000 and we have a 4% interest rate, what does that look like for a payment for you? And right now, that would be $954. So again, let's look at what does that payment go to if rates, let's say, jump up to 4.5, and that would go to $1,013. And again, one more example is if it goes up to 5, it's $1,073. So what I like to show people is what does that look like over 12 months and then over 30 years. So at 12 months at the 4%, you're looking at in payments $11,488. At the 4.5, you're looking at $12,156. And then at the 5%, you're looking at $12,876. So I know some of you are listening to this on the podcast. Again, it might be easier to see some of it in the video, but we still want to give you an idea here. So if we look at this over 12 months, obviously we can see not a huge difference. I mean, you have almost $1,400 from 4 to 5%. But when you take that and extrapolate it out over 30 years, you know, on the 4% loan, you're looking at $344,640. At 4.5%, you're looking at $364,680, and at 5%, you're looking at $386,280. So again, over the life of the loan, you're looking at $42,000 difference. So again, that's a lot of money, or vacations for you and your family. But a lot of people we meet with, this is easy to understand and see this, but sometimes, you know, maybe you're at the max of your budget today at $200,000 at 4%. So let's say you want to keep a $954 payment a month. So what happens to, we'll call it your purchasing power. It's not we'll call it, but that's what they call it, is your purchasing power. So when you look at, we're going to hop over here, hopefully I'm not in the way, but if you look at, you want to keep this $954 a month payment, so $200,000 at 4% is this $954. If rates go to 4.5%, and you want to keep $954, same for 5%. So at 4.5%, to keep a $954 payment, your loan amount would have to be roughly $188,250. So again, you can see the purchasing power, you just lost almost $12,000. So just over 5% in purchasing power. Again, if it jumps up to 5%, again, I'm sorry, if you're 5%, but you want to keep the $954 payment, your purchasing power actually drops to $177,750. So as you can see, your purchasing power as you go from a 4% to a 5% loan drops by 10%. So if you're in an increasing or inclining market today with interest rates, it's something to factor in. It doesn't mean go rush out and buy a house. But if you're on the fence and you're kind of thinking about it and it's something you want to do in the future, it's something to picture and budget into for your long-term family growth. But it's the same thing. Whoever you're sitting down and talking to, if it's actually a house you're going to stay in for 30 years, you might want to talk to them about buying your rate down or doing some of those things so you can save the most amount of money possible for you and your family. Again, if you have any questions for us, want us to help you kind of run some numbers for you to give you an idea of where you and your family are at today, feel free to reach out to me. You can always call 608-576-0044. You can email tj@sreehelp.com. go to YouTube, check out Strategic Real Estate Experts. Like our page, like this video, it'll be up there. You'll hear this on the podcast first, but really, this is just some good information for you as a buyer so you can understand what does the interest rate do and mean for me and my family as far as a monthly payment, but more importantly, what does it do to our purchasing power as we're out looking for homes. So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and remember, always, try to put you and your family in the best position possible. So don't just go out there and meet with the first person or start working with the first person that you see if you don't feel comfortable. Not all agents are created equal. They should be able to sit down and show you different things like this to help put you and your family in the best position possible. And don't forget, raise your standard.